Sigma Male Diaries Podcast. Let's get on with it, y'all.
Let's go. We can relax, have fun, get a good laugh, get information, and enjoy the show.
I need to do what it do, baby.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get Peter up in this duck plucker. Yeah, it is what it is for me, man. Hey, Peter, good morning. How's it going, bro?
Hey, Nigel.
Yes.
Good talking to you again. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Good.
All right.
Hey, I think you hit on it really strongly. I just wanted to jump in because fear is oppression. We can't have fear. Like, fear silences voices. The other side is trying to use fear to stop people from, speaking their mind, speaking truth. And, we have to understand that because we have to stand up against fear.
I agree. A lot of people, we need to understand the steps, the procedures. What causes your fear? Why is an individual or individuals in fear? What's the whole purpose? I mean, it has to be some type of lack of confidence, lack of knowledge, education, lack of how society is as a whole, though, because it's made up of different people, personality traits, backgrounds, all this stuff. But then they put it in a form of a law or a form of dictatorship. It's piracy to me, if you really think about it, but that's a whole other topic. But when you look at the whole context of unity, fairness, equality, what's just, unjust, what's right, what isn't right, what is applicable to the laws, and what isn't. Let's say amendments, or let's just say certain new bills or laws that are in place to protect a certain group of people, whether it's women, men, regardless of your ethnicity, all those type of things. But it's going to come at a cost. We're going to have to pay a price for that. See, we would have to pay for these protections. We have to pay for equality, and that's with our lives, for the most part. People.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't have any fear. I mean, you have to walk fearless, knowing that you walk in the truth and stand up against evil. I mean, I hate to put it that way, but that's really what it seems like to me.
Right. I agree. So let's say, how do you, as a man, are you a father, Peter?
Yeah, I have a son and a daughter. My son's going to be 17 in September, and my daughter's 18 now.
Oh, okay. Oh, so they're basically grown, almost within the next 3 years. They're going to be ventured out.
Yeah, but it's a difficult age because they don't know what they're going into. Like jobs and college, and it's a difficult time. I mean, if you're younger, it's school and brainwashing in the schools, but if they decide to go to college, I mean, it's the same kind of thing now. I mean, it's like they're pushing an agenda, and so we're trying to prepare our kids to go out into the world to be independent individuals and think for themselves, think critically, look at both sides and make their own choices. And it's hard, and they're going into a difficult world. I mean, we've done everything that we can to prepare them, but it's tough for them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, because it's not what they intended, or even what we intended, especially with the job market and everything too, with this whole let's just say we will go into some form of depression or whatever the case is. I mean, because, well, I won't say depression, but I won't use that word. But let's just say that the economy would collapse. Okay, with high gas prices, and they're dealing with things in regards to inflation. Now, I would say that, but that will put people in more of a financial bind. For those who making even people who making $17 to $22 an hour, $24 an hour. They are still feeling this pain just from the gas prices alone. And landlords can jack up the rent by the hundreds of dollars a month. Your rent can go from $750 today, and within a certain period of time frame, let's say within 3 days, they give you a notice, or 30 days, 10 days, 15 days, whatever the case is, it could be $1,100.
Well, I don't know about where you're at, but here, I mean, a 2-bedroom apartment, $1,800 a month.
That's exactly. I'm in New York.
I mean, that's insane. Who can pay $1,800 a month? I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to bring all your friends in there with you and, sleep on the floor and the couch? I mean, it's crazy.
Right. And think about what that does for the people who's less financially stable. Let's say 18, 19-year-olds, they want to venture out, do their own thing. They call themselves moving out or whatever. Okay, yeah, they go to college or live on campus. Okay, it's going to be more money. But the fact of the matter is, once they get out, even come home from the summer even, it's not going to be the same. It's going to be completely different. Gas prices, the cost of food. Let's say they go to a different state. You know what I mean? Because some states have a better living arrangements and/or conditions, like going down to Florida versus coming up to New York. You know what I mean? You get adjusted to that. You've been down there for 2 years, 3 years going to college. You come back home thinking, hey, yeah, it's nice. They keep in contact with the family. You be able to tell them, hey, man, it's crazy. Gas right now, man, it was like $5.20 just 3 days ago. Now it's up to $6.13. I mean, it is crazy. That's going to be a big pandemic, though. Not just for a certain let's just say financial class of people, or a certain class of people. This is going to be a worldwide impact, and it's going to be a domino effect. And when it trickles down, it's going to be a catastrophe, because people are not seeing it ahead of time. Because if they were to offer us gas cards, those of us who work, whatever the case is, that gives them the green light to say, hey, since we're issuing out gas cards, now we can jack up the gas prices. But not everybody's working, not everybody's driving. You see what I'm saying? And that's going to cause a big problem. It's no different when they start giving out free gift cards to give you a certain discount off your food, whatever it is you go buy. It's because they raise the prices significantly. It's not to help you out. It's to start a pattern where if we give out this and we can jack up the prices, and this is how we can stimulate our economy. They can always do the discounts or whatever they choose to do, like what we do with wisdom. We got little gift cards and stuff like that. But you can only talk to one person, so many people before they'll pay you again. But that's just how it is with society. They're only going to do it for so long before it actually looked at as a benefit, and it's never ever going to be a benefit. Not in today's market or economy. We're looking for a house, car. That's why everybody's trying to go electrical. And you're going to have to pay tariffs for that. You got to pay custom duties for that, VATs for that. It's crazy. It's a lot. It's money. It's going to cost more money.
Yeah. Well, and we have to be careful that we don't become more dependent. I mean, giving out gas cards, doing things to give people the means to survive can also be a form of control, because eventually they become dependent on it, and
Yes, there you go.
Then you're under their thumb, and that's not a place we want to be.
Exactly. Some people say, "Hey, yeah, we getting gas cards. I'm driving. I got my car. I got a license. I'm working. Okay, yeah." Then when they stop, though, then what? They give you 200 or 300 gas cards, but they just jacked the gas prices up by $2 within the last week. What about the people who don't work? Social Security, retirement, those type of people. Huh? It's gonna be bad, man. That's just how I see it.
It sure is.
That's how I see it. Inflation, recession, all this stuff, and that's the word that I meant, the recession. Because it's on its way if they don't do something with these oil prices and all this other stuff that's going on with NATO and the war with Russia and Ukraine and all this other stuff. It's just, I don't know.
Well, the only answer here is God, and that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to bring people into a relationship with our Heavenly Father, and that's my goal, because He's the only one that can help any of us.
Right. Right. We gotta stay active, assertive.
And we have to remain vigilant, though. Because if we don't, like you said, hey, they got us under their thumb, and that's just what they are doing. We just have to pay attention to those things and address it when we see it, rather than sit back and say, hey, this is not right. No, we have to do something about this. And it's going to take more than protesting, like you said. It's going to take a whole lot more than that.
You know. Peter, if you'd like to come back and shout out your podcast and or YouTube channel, feel free to do so. I like to help people, and I like to help people go along with getting their stuff out there so they can get their followers. They can, have their mindsets and everything out there so people can see exactly, a whole nother perspective on life. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a rough, harsh time, and today, right now, and it causing a lot of people to be frustrated, angry, bitter, mad, upset. I mean, I look at everything. I can understand it, but would I accept it and or tolerate it? No. For the simple fact is this, man. Life is a permanent fixture for anyone. The things that goes on within it can be temporary or permanent, damaging as well. But it all depends on the choices that you utilize. Understand your worth and value, and that would dictate how you actually think and move. But when you have a group of people that holds or uphold a certain form of power, dictatorship, anarchy, I will say that. And they have these hidden agendas to whereas your life is not really your life. If you think about it. Me and Jason discussed the whole thing with their child in regards to Roe v. Wade, the abortion. You are considered a human to us people, the majority of people, I would say, once you push the child out, because anything can happen in a certain period of time. A fetus can have a heartbeat, but a woman can still have a miscarriage. Okay, it's natural. A woman would still have a miscarriage, even though the fetus has a heartbeat. It can still pass on its own. So we have no control of that or over that, unless a woman has a history of, it's genetic or something where, they really can't have kids like that. And unfortunately, here comes a miscarriage, okay, and here comes the second miscarriage, okay, and here comes a third one. Okay, so now they look at these in vitro things and all this other stuff, right? To say, hey, well, we'll take your egg and we'll put it in another woman and we'll just do it that way, intravenously, right? Okay, that could be a success. Okay, but when you look at the whole, now see, this is where they make it comfortable and make it feasible, though. See, they are willing to do something like that in assistance of a woman and or family, right? But when you look at it as a whole, this is where they show you how they really feel about your ass. You know what I mean? America, they're two-faced. You can't trust this whole dictatorship. Communism. What is that, huh? Everybody listen, I'm gonna tell you something, man. If you don't open your eyes and wake up, man, they are going to continue to rock you to sleep. And you're not going to have anyone to blame but yourself. And the reason why I say that, because I'm not the only person who feels this way. And I know it's millions more that feel the exact same way, or they feel it with a deeper passion. So I know it's not just my mindset. But a lot of people will still sit back and say, hey, well, what are we going to do? I mean, we can't do. And that's the problem. See, once a person feels as if they lost all hope, they give up. And they give in to this whole bullshit. See, this is your life. And if you think about it, even when you are born, your social security card is in capital letters. Your birth certificate is in capital letters. If you ever been on Social Security, when they send a letter to your house, to let you know, hey, you're going to get a certain percent increase raise for your Social Security, even if that comes to your house from the Social Security Administration. That comes in capital letters. And if look on your bank card and all the other stuff, because you have ownership of that account, even your debit card is in capital letters. People who receive SNAP benefits, food stamps, your card, that's all capitalized letters. And not all letters are like that will come to your house. Not all cards are like that are issued to you. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. And if you don't believe me, look and see for yourself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my show. And this is your host, Nigel McKnight of Sigma Male Diaries. Some of you might like what I say, but then again, some of you might not. But I don't give a... Hold on one second. If anybody else would like to join my talk before I end my talk, I would gladly take another callers, whatever the case may be. I'm willing to listen. You can have the floor. However, I would like to give thanks to all my listeners: Clint, Deron, Joseph, Jason, Lois, Otis, Roy, LJ, Julie, Ishmael, Lucius, Peter Howe. Hey, thanks for joining my talk, bro. Miss Queenie Clem as well, and countless more of my listeners. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a blessed day. And like I said, some of y'all might like what I say, but then again, some of you might not. But I don't give a fuck. And I really don't. I love my punchline, man. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all stay safe and y'all be blessed. Amen.
Yo, Franco, here we go.